of the government has been hopelessly inadequate to deal with the vulnerable citizens of the country, yet they're paying themselves increases of over 200 to 300%. And when the pressure reached him, although he was the one who in his cabinet approved those increases, when the pressure reached him, he said he not take it.
Bless up, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Isabel Rose. And in this one, some recaps of the People's National Party's 18 and a half years that this Jamaica Labour Party keeps referencing and saying that the PNP has done nothing. And we just want to keep the message out there so that the younger folks can understand that under a People's National Party, a lot of stuff have been done in Jamaica that this current administration is basically using and living off. We also want to run some recap of this constant, salary increase of 300% that this administration under the leadership of Anju signed off to in cabinet, but he constantly comes out to speak about he didn't take any increase and speaking on Mark Golding. And I will let you hear Mark Golding's response. Because the entire public sector right now under this government is restive for salary. And with them approving for the directorates, the parliamentarians to get 300% increase is a big disrespect. When this Anju Oates, when he was in opposition, says that parliamentarians must get minimum wage, right? We see clear and clear each day that him going into politics was never about the poor as he claims. Remember that it was a Mark Jefferson Golding who sent for the students out of his pocket, his personal money out of his pocket, right, in order for them to fled the big war that was going on in Ukraine. Students received a 75,000 grant from Mark Golding when under Anju Oates' administration he wanted to give them a loan, so them to take out loan for come back at them land of them birth. So when we see him a jump up and a go on like a him alone born in a Jamaica, don't make him fool with that. Don't make him win over with that. And so we will continue to press on these things leading up to the general election. Remember, the debates are coming up as well, and stay tuned for those. We don't need an eyeglass to see who truly cares for the Jamaican people. Anju Oates say him belly full ya, him pot a boil ya, and him nah left ya. But yet still, he's constantly perturbed, worried about Mark Jefferson's pay when him sign off on the massive increase. He's worried about gold spoon in a for mouth. But as Damian Crawford said, you're not born with no gold spoon, but that no means so you fit teeth it.
You never realize that I didn't take any salary increase. My salary today is about $9 million. That's what average salary. The other man who claim him a tapanaris, who claim him not need no money from government, him take it. And you don't know what him do with it. But I never take it.
And I know the Prime Minister's behaving in an increasingly unhinged manner, where he was so shrill and talking about he's fed up, or what bun him, thank you, what bun him about what's happening now with how critical people are in social media. Well, what should be bunning him is the problem of crime and violence affecting the country, the disastrous education system where we're generating high percentages, much too high percentages of primary school children going into secondary school who can't read, can't write, can't do basic maths. The cost of living crisis that has impacted people so badly coming out of the pandemic, and the inflation of the global inflation from that, where the response of the government has been hopelessly inadequate to deal with the vulnerable citizens of the country, yet they're paying themselves increases of over 200 to 300%. And when the pressure reached him, although he was the one who, in his cabinet, approved those increases. When the pressure reached him, he said him not take it as Prime Minister. And I don't know how that decision can even be implemented unless cabinet has approved it, which at that time they had not. I don't know if they have subsequently approved it. But his behavior is erratic in this regard. And now, yesterday, I see him on a platform blaming me for being the best paid public servant, you know, which is ridiculous. I never asked for what I got, and I have decided to keep only 20% of the increase. He's the one who has given me that pay increase, him. So how can he be complaining about the size of it? And as I said, in due course, he will be in my position and earning it. So he should be careful what he says.
I understand where President Malava was going on Monday night. And I sat there and I took my notes and I teased out the key points. I know he's also performing for his audience, but I also took out the key things, right? And he did very well.
The delegates took issue with her comment that the president was performing for his audience and they did not hold back. And so, during the question and answer segment, past president of the JTA, Georgia War Richards, expressed her disapproval.
There was a comment in your presentation this morning referencing our president's inaugural address as a performance. Yes.
She went further.
I personally believe that this undermines our president's contribution to the national discourse on education. And it is my belief also, Honorable Minister, that this statement might need your careful attention.
The minister then responded.
And in terms of President Malava's speech, and I did tell him, and I said it very publicly, that I felt that he did a lot of research for his presentation. And I did commend him on his presentation. And that remains my focus. I commend him for that research. He didn't even get to go through all of his speech because he put a lot of work into it. And you saw the data that was coming out. It was very rich with data. Now, and I will leave it at that. I think you did a good job, President.
No. Seemingly timid, following the loud outbursts for an apology, the minister responded.
And we withdraw it. We withdraw the statement. I've withdrawn it.
Remind people of what the PMP did in their 18 and a half years plus their 4 years that they had recently.
With the People's National Party legacy and projects and achievement, from Norman Manley go right back up, my people. So Norman Manley administration achieved the Bank of Jamaica, National Stadium, JBC TVJ RJR, UTEC, Social Development Commission, formerly called Jamaica Welfare, Common Entrance, GSAT, PEP, Scientific Research Council, that's the SRC, Beach Control Authority, the Foundational Development of Negril, the PIOJ, formerly the National Planning Agency, Revocation of the Bicycle Tax, Universal Adult Suffrage, Christiana High School, Morant Bay High School, and the 1938 Trade Union Act. Now we're moving on to Michael Manley. So under the Michael Manley administration, they had the GC Foster College, NHT, bauxite levy, deregulation of the foreign exchange market, College of Agriculture, Science and Education, that's CASE, Jamal, where a whole heap of people learn how to read through that program, right? CMU, the Port Authority of Jamaica, National Youth Service, NYS, Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica, the National Family Planning Board, the National Family Court, the Gun Court, the Edna Manley College for the Visual and Performing Arts, the Greater Portmore Housing Development, the Jamaica Bauxite Institute, the NWC, Garvey Masaya High School, Bridgeport High School, Waterford High School, Mona High, Herbert Morris Tech, reveal of the Master and Servants Act, reveal of the Bastards Act, right of union representation in the workplace, equal pay for women, maternity leave with pay, the national minimum wage, lowering of vote age to 18, universal access to secondary education. Now under PJ Patterson administration, there was the Highway 2000 and toll road infrastructure, deregulation of the telecoms industry, depositors insurance scheme, tourism enhancement fund, PATH program, National Health Fund, Jamaica Drugs for the Elderly program, JADEP, JUTC, Office of Utilities Regulation, that's the OUR, Emancipation Park, licensing of the Jamaica Used Cars Importers Association, Rural Agricultural Development Agency, that's RADA, the Spectrum Management Authority, National Environmental and Planning Agency, that's NEPA, National Resource and Conservation Agency, Vocational Training Development Institute, InSport, the National Housing Development Corporation, the Greater Portmore Housing Development, upgrade of junior secondary schools to secondary high school, Hope Road expansion, Washington Boulevard expansion, Cumberland High, Ascot High, Greater Portmore High, the Jamaica Police College, the Montego Bay Sports Complex, the Jamaica Social Investments Fund, Halfway Tree Transport Center, Sabina Park upgrade, Trelawney Multipurpose Stadium, Falmouth Cruise Shipping Pier, road improvement and upgrade from Negril to Port Antonio. Now under the Portia Simpson Miller, the first female Prime Minister of Jamaica. And remember, she had only done 4 years. There was the Hagley Park flyover, Mandela Highway expansion, Marcus Garvey Drive expansion, Constant Spring Road expansion, Western Jamaica Children's and Adolescent Hospital, resetting and strengthening of the Jamaica economy and its economy fundamentals, the decriminalization of marijuana. And this is under Portia's belt. So Portia never really had a lot to do, my people, because it was already set. So whatever it is that the Jamaica Labour Party are currently doing now, the few stuff that they have done is blueprint from the People's National Party. And for those who know any more achievement under the People's National Party tenure, you can drop that in the comment section. Please go ahead and like, share and subscribe to the channel on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Please help me to get there. Get this video to at least 10,000 likes. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself. Happy Friday.